The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Check out this story. There was a guy, an Australian guy actually, Ian Muldoon.
Oh,
Does it sound like he's on a TV soap?
Yes.
Muldoon?
Yeah.
Muldoon. There was a Prime Minister of New Zealand, Robert Muldoon.
Sean knew that. Sean.
Okay, of course I did.
Unrelated.
So Ian had a bit of a bad luck. His mother had passed away and things weren't going well in his relationship. In fact, he'd split up from his partner at the time and he thought, I'm going to grab some money and I'm just going to head overseas. I'm going to go to Southeast Asia, cruise around Vietnam in particular now.
Yeah, and you can live very cheaply there.
Yep.
Food's good. Get a couple of suits made.
Yeah, and he just needs some fresh space. That's what he was talking about.
But what a great adventure. A lot of people do that. That's not unusual.
On the way to organising the fact that he was just going straight to Vietnam, he thought, bugger it, I'm going to pop into Cambodia, just
Even
down
cheaper.
the road.
Yep.
Phnom Penh.
Phnom Penh.
Easy
Been
for
there?
you to say. Mm-hmm. And he's
beautiful town.
He's pulled up to Phnom Penh and lobbed into his hotel and just thought, this is great. First day of holidays, just going down to the pub, have a couple of quenches. Oh, this is a great day.
Yeah,
so he rolls
in.
into the local pub and he buys himself a beer and he has another one and he just gets so excited around the place. He says he saw the cowbell, which is sitting in the corner of the bar. And he thought he'll get the bell and give it a good old ring just because he was in a good mood. Ian,
what are you doing?
says that he didn't know that ringing the bell means that you have to shout the bar.
Doesn't everybody know that?
I think everybody knows
I'd
that.
say
Ross, what about you?
I'd say presumed. If you see a bell in a pub, your brain would go, yeah, it's probably not. It's probably a shout.
Was
probably.
anybody else ringing the bell?
No one else was ringing the bell. None of the locals were ringing the bell.
So then what happened? So he's rung the bell. The whole place has gone nuts, obviously.
Place went up and about. He was drinking Jackson Coke and all the rest of it. Obviously, all the locals went bananas and they just went for it over the bar. When it got to the end of the night, he couldn't afford to pay the bill. He reckons he put out his credit card. They said, no, this is how much it's going to be. So he panicked and was trying to leave the premise without paying the bill because it was so much. A couple of the people got him and they followed him to the ATM and made him take out money to pay the bill.
This is the beginning of his big adventure in Southeast Asia. What a hard lesson to learn.
It was a hard lesson to learn. He ended up spending time in jail because he was completely sideways. He said his drink was spiked, but he was sideways when he went to the ATM.
With alcohol by the sounds of it.
He smashed the glass front of the ATM, falling into it.
Caused damage as well.
Yeah, and when he went to leave Cambodia, the Border Patrol got him and they said, hang on about, you're in trouble here because you've broken the law by damaging this ATM. And he had a really horrific time spending in jail over there.
I mean, I can't imagine a Cambodian prison's fun.
No, and there's a whole horrific side of that story. But I want to go back to the start. When you walk into a pub anywhere in the world, and you ring the bell, know you're up for a shout.
Surely.
Don't shout the bar if you can't afford it.
Yeah, no, don't do that at all. That is a trap for young players. What a goose.
Ever been caught in a shouting moment?
The thing that springs to mind was we had a lovely guy that we worked with. He's passed away now, but Jamie Martinovich, who was head of our sales department for quite a long time. We were getting one member of our team was down picking up getting the coffees down at a little cafe here in Subiaco, and Jamie happened to be there at the same time, and he said, I'll get that for you. And then he was in the hole for close to $200 because we'd ordered breakfast as well. And he's like, there was just like meal after meal and coffee after coffee. And it's like, oh no, he got completely stitched up.
Is it shouting gone wrong?
Yeah, shouting gone wrong. You put your hand up, you said, maybe you rang the bell, didn't know, apparently.
The
or
perils,
you did, and you didn't know how many people would go for the top shelf drinks. Or you were like Jamie, who went, I'll get it, Nat.
Yeah, I'll get it. No worries. And the next minute, you're several $100s down. I can't believe nobody's called, Sean.
Are you joking? People have been caught in a situation where they've said, I'll get the bill, and then realise, oh, my Lord.
Yes.
I'm going to take out a mortgage.
If you've got a story, we want to hear it.
I did we did some gardening at my house with the in-laws and my parents, and they helped heaps, and it's so great to have them. So I said, I'll take you to JB O'Reilly's for a thank you, and I'll shout.
Oh,
which is fine. Obviously, money's not great, and you always want to save. But I was like, maybe $100.
Got a young family,
Got a young family, yeah.
Yeah, and so we get there, and my father-in-law, but as as we're sitting down, he says to the waitress, I'll just start with, and this is just for him and his wife, I'll start with 4 drinks, so two wines and 2, I can't remember the other thing, maybe it was Chardonnay or something like that, but he wanted to have 4 drinks to start with. to start with before we sat down. And like straight away, I started to stress a little bit. And then fun night, every 10 minutes-ish, or 15 minutes, hit up the waitress. Hey, let's get another round. Oh, and I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm no longer enjoying myself. I'm doing maths in my head.
Yeah.
And this happened.
It's like a beautiful mind in there, just like doing that all the.
Yeah. And then I get to maybe, I think it was the 5th or 6th round, and like I think my dad was there, and I was like, Dad, I'm in a bit of trouble here. And Dad's like, I'll help you out, son. I'll help you out. So yeah, that was straight. If it wasn't for him, I'd be in a bit. But yeah, I was like, this is a lot. And when you're sitting there just doing the maths in your head, rough.
That's grim. That's grim.
Is.
They completely took advantage of you. Janine is from Lake Coogee. Hi, Janine.
Hey, how are you guys?
Great, Janine. Now, did you say, hey, it's on me? What happened?
Yeah, so we were in Bali for my husband's 50th birthday, and we had 16 people sitting around the table.
Whoa.
We had our 4 children, and said, oh, hey, look, dinner's on us.
Yes.
It's a good concept. How'd it go?
Yeah, they started, we had all had entrees, all had mains. Then the boys started drinking Jägermeisters.
Oh, right.
Jaeger bomb.
Right.
So, but the best part of it, $450 Australian.
Oh, okay, so that was a win.
Oh, my God, I would take that all day long.
Oh, my God, where could you do that in Australia?
I was going to say, Sean takes the family out for just a regular Chinese, and that costs more.
Hey, I do the sums on me, yeah. Someone's birthday was recently, and I think Megan threw up the idea of going to Japanese and sitting around the thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to cost us like $700.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Are you joking?
That is off the table.
Yeah, some of your kids have got lobster appetites too, don't they?
Cooper, he's done me over a few times. He really has.
Oh, order anything you like, and you're thinking special fried rice, and he orders the lobster.
Oh, no, and I remember it was Megan's birthday when we were down south this time, and I was going off, and Megan's going, it's my birthday, I don't want any fighting, just let him go. And I'm like, you've got me.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Thanks, Janine. Millie's in Melville. Hello.
Hey, how you guys going?
Great, Millie. Okay, talk to us about the perils of shouting.
So I was actually on placement as a student nurse, and so we're unpaid placement.
Yes.
Let's just put it out there. And the consultant, who's like the head doctor, has gone, oh, I'm going to go get coffee. And I was like, oh, that's all right. I'll go get coffee. Like, you're the student. You're sort of
helpful.
bottom of the...
Yes.
Bottom of the food chain. So he goes, yeah, that's all good. Give me your number and I'll text you the order. And I was like, yeah, cool, no worries. So I'm down at the coffee shop. He texts me the order. Turns out I wasn't just buying coffee for him. I was buying coffee for his entire team and the whole ward.
Oh, my God.
He didn't give you his card or anything to cover that?
No, because I'm thinking, it's just him. Like, I'm trying to make a good impression.
Yeah.
I just,
You're going to be $5 out of pocket.
Second day of prac, and I bought 24 coffees.
That is a stitch up. Also, he's on, $500,000.
Yeah.
And you're working there for free.
Yeah, and you have to pay for parking as well. So.
You had to pay for parking.
Even walking.
That is salt to the wounds, isn't it?
Isn't it just? Wasn't a policy, did Albo bring that in, that they now pay them for those sorts of placements?
Well, probably do.
It's better.
They should do. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. Millie, you got stitched up. Thank you. Lucy's in Safety Bay. Hi, Lucy.
Hello.
All right. Have you got in trouble because it said, hey, it's on me?
Yeah, so I've got a marketing agency, and I had a staff member that was in Sydney, and she was like, there's this client in town, can I take her out for dinner? Like, that's great for client relations.
Sure.
I was like, yeah, of course. Like, put on the business card, not a problem. So they went out for dinner. I checked the statement, $600 for 2 people. I wasn't even there, so I didn't even get to enjoy it. And then the kicker is, after that, she did the dirty on me and went and started her own agency and took that client
client.
with her.
Oh,
so
what?
She was pitching her, and I'm the sucker that was paying $600.
You paid the bill.
$300
Yeah.
person as well.
Yeah.
What
That's
are you
huge.
getting?
Yeah.
Oh, that's top. That's
Yeah.
when you're out there and you go, see that dusty bottle
Yeah,
of red
yeah,
up
that's
there?
right.
All the dust
I
on
want
it?
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, get
of them, yeah,
down to the basement. I want the good stuff. Oh, Lucy, yeah, you got stitched up there too.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
It's 8:08. Nathan, Nat and Sean. Ross with us, and it's a big day in the Warman family, Ross.
It is Father Warman, my dad, Kim Warman. It's his 70th today. The man who taught me to shotgun a beer at an,
Yes.
I think it was still a legal age, just. And, he taught me all my kindness and generosity, which I hope I've taken from him.
Now,
No, you certainly have. You certainly have.
Celebrations for Kim's 70th.
Well, firstly, my 5-year-old bought him a adult Spider-Man suit.
And he put it on.
Yep, I've seen
Well
the
done,
photos.
Kim.
It looks ripped. It looks ripped in it.
Yeah, I didn't look too closely. And they had a whiskey night last night with all the people closest to him in the world. My mum organised it, but I didn't get an invite.
So wait, didn't your brother-in-law get invited?
My father-in-law, brother-in-law,
Yeah.
but I didn't. But I don't drink, so
You
I
don't
get
drink,
that point
but
of
you
view.
could have just hung out with them, or like I don't know,
Yeah,
washed the glasses or
Ross,
something.
you could have a bit of fresh air on ice.
Yeah.
On the rocks.
I did crash, so I did come anyway. So, but happy birthday to my dad.
And when
70th.
you walked in to crash the family birthday party that you weren't invited to,
Yeah.
did they say, "What are you doing here?"
I'd previously texted mum and been like, "Mum, come on."
You live across the road, right?
Yeah.
So were you like peering out the front
He's seen
window?
all the
Like there's a
cars.
lot of cars.
Seen all the cars in it.
I'm just popping in, just saying hello.
Oh, what's going on here, guys?
But no, happy birthday to Dad. Best dad out there. In my opinion only, obviously.
Best one you've got.
Good on you.
so-
Happy birthday, Kim. Hope you have a wonderful day.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Kim. What a ripper bloke.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast. Last quarter.
Spend more time doing you things, like cheering Frio from the Bankwest best seats.
All right, here we go. It's time for a round of last caught up for grabs. 2 premium Bankwest best seats see the Dockers take on Port Adelaide tomorrow. Premium seating, food and drinks all included.
5 contestants, 4 quarters, 1 winner. Lauren, is that winner you today?
Yes, it is.
Lauren, we have to ask the question, Lauren. How do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Boom.
Hey, Lauren, if that was a T-shirt, would you buy it?
Yes.
Just,
Okay, good.
just doing some homework
just
on the
doing some
side.
market research. All right, Lauren, in the first quarter, you're up against Jordan from Success. Morning, Jordan.
Morning.
Morning, George.
Jordan, how do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Of course you do.
Would you buy the T-shirt?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, great.
How do you feel about a polo or a fleece?
If it had your head on it, Sean, that'd be
Oh,
fine.
okay. Yeah, Sean McManus's head. How do you win the last quarter?
Go on
Because
this.
you can't figure it out.
No, I
That
can't
does
figure
make
it
sense. All right, here's what's going to happen. We have a question. If you know the answer, buzz in with your name. If you get it right, you're through to the second quarter. You get it wrong, we bid you farewell. Let's test your buzzers. Lauren,
Lauren.
Jordan.
Jordan.
Sound the siren. There
Here we
it is. Let's play.
Here is the first question. Who was Australia's first Indigenous Olympic gold medalist?
Jordan.
Jordan.
Kathy Freeman.
Oh, what a moment!
Jordan through to the second quarter,
2000 Olympics.
where you will take on Matt from Ferndale. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning.
Hey, Matt.
Okay, Matt, how do you win the last quarter?
You smashed the last quarter.
We'll
No,
allow
you
it.
don't.
No, we'll allow it. He was just
He's getting
adding
into
flair.
it. Yeah, he know.
The T-shirt doesn't say you smashed the
No,
last
that's
quarter,
true.
Natalie.
Oh, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because I'm in a good mood,
You're
Matt.
lucky, Matt.
Hey, Matt, who do you go for?
Freo.
Oh, no, you're in.
Oh, no, get rid of
Let's
him.
go, mate. What do you lead with that, mate? Come on.
Matt, test your buzzer.
Matt.
All right, here we go. Second quarter question. What colour is the centre band on the flag of India?
Jordan.
Jordan?
White.
Boom. Jordan through to the third quarter.
Can you imagine?
Hey, was that a guess? Because
Was it a guess, Jordan, or you knew?
Nah, I knew.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
Jordan.
Yeah.
I was like,
He knows
orange,
his
white.
flags.
Which
Yep.
one?
Jordan, in the third quarter, you're taking on Deanne from Camillo. Good morning, Deanne.
Good morning.
Hi, Dean.
Deanne, how do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Correct.
Test your buzzer, please, Deanne.
Dan,
If we were to make a hoodie with how do you win the last quarter on it, would you buy it?
if I win the last quarter.
Oh,
Conditional.
interesting.
Conditional?
Interesting.
No, not
Yeah.
into that.
Okay. All right. Your third quarter question.
Here it is. Which AFL team did Buddy Franklin start his career with?
Jordan.
Jordan.
Hawks.
Hawks it is.
Jordan is through to the last quarter.
Can you hear the crowd?
You're going to take on Clint. Good morning, Clint.
Good morning, how are you?
Morning,
Hey, Clint. How do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
And what are we up to? The last quarter. Yeah, we are. That's
Who's
right.
your team?
Hang on, settle down.
It's the last quarter.
Somebody got a bit excited.
Thanks. Only one horn a day.
We're still doing our chit-chat.
Bella told us.
Clint, who do you barrack for?
Rio.
Okay, good.
Let's
You
go,
said
Clint.
it like a question, but okay. Clint, test your buzzer, please.
Clint.
It's working, guys.
Jordan, you're a Freo guy, aren't you?
Yeah, you can say that.
Oh, not convincing.
A bit non-committal.
It's from success.
All right. It's time for the last quarter.
It's a big one.
The siren guy really needs his moment in the sun, doesn't he? Okay. Your last quarter question. Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Clint.
Jordan.
Jordan?
Say again?
Leonardo.
Yeah, your phone's cutting out. But say it again.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes, that's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Jordan's done it, everybody. Jordan, you've won the last quarter. You've scored 2 premium Bankwest best seats. See the Dockers take on Port Adelaide tomorrow. Premium seating, food and drinks are all included. Well played, Jordan. Are you going through the tunnel or something, Jordan? What are you doing?
Well done, buddy.
You just snuck through.
It was a good match. It was a great match.
Yeah, it was a great match. Well done.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.